Well, it's not a surprise that the Friday the 13th line has been one of my favorite ones from NECA. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys my favorite Friday the 13th NECA figures in my collection from NECA. We're also gonna talk about some upcoming figures like the NECA Jason part 8 and 9. So yeah, stick around. This thing is gonna be awesome. Let's go. So for those of you who don't know, I've been a Friday the 13th fan since pretty much I was a little kid, like 11. In 2004, I pretty much bought my first movie, which was Jason X. Again, I know some people don't like that movie, but again, I kind of started with the worst one, in my opinion, and then I discovered, you know, the other ones, such as obviously part 3, part 2, and my favorite one, which is part 7. I think that Jason look is one of the best. But again, we're gonna take a look here. Even like the Freddy vs. Jason, I don't mind the design. But yeah, I've pretty much been a fan since 20 plus years. I've been enjoying these movies. Too bad that I didn't grow up in the 80s. I would have enjoyed seeing these in the cinemas. That would have been such a blast. The only one which I saw in the cinemas was the 2009 remake, with obviously Derek Myers playing Jason. Awesome actor, awesome movie, in my opinion. One of the, it's not a bad remake, right? It's not the best one, but it's not definitely a worst remake out there. I still think one of the best remakes of all time is definitely Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003, but this one is not a bad movie. So first one on the list here, again, I'm not gonna do like a top 1 to 4 or whatever. This is just gonna be, you know, random figures here from the collection. But yeah, the first one here is gonna be obviously from the original movie from the 80s, Friday the 13th. Is gonna be the Pamela Voorhees, obviously ultimate version. Now they still haven't made like a, I guess, Kid Jason. That would have been cool, again, from the first movie. Maybe do like a diorama with Alice and that boat. That would be cool. But again, I love the box here. You have the movie poster, very nice glossiness to the box. Again, some of it's like a matte black color. The front here is very nice. You have the cabin, the silhouette right there of Pamela. Nice big title on the side. And again, this one, she comes with a lot of accessories. And the likeness to Betsy Palmer is very good, considering how small the figure is. I think this is the best head. And she does come with a lot of accessories here. Obviously, with these NECA figures, you do have an open flap. Then you have the figure inside. Obviously, you have a lot of excellent accessories. The only thing that she doesn't come with, would have been cool to have like a chopped up head. Obviously the part 2 comes with like a zombified head, but it would have been cool to see her having like a, you know, a severed head. Maybe having her with a different shirt, that would have been cool. Who knows, maybe in the future they're gonna do an Alice and she's gonna have like a, you know, a extra head that comes with her. But again, very nice accessory. You have the bow and arrow, the machete, which doesn't have any blood. That's weird. You have the axe right there. Again, hunting knife, and again the likeness to Betsy Palmer. Very nice sweater right there. Angry head, surprised head, pissed off head, and you have that smiling head right there. Again, and the only reason that Betsy Palmer decided to you know, play Mrs. Voorhees is because she needed cash to buy, I believe, a new Mercedes. Her older car broke down, so that's the only reason that she pretty much took this role. Again, she read the script and she thought it was horrible. And I believe this is the only horror movie that she did, or at least the first one. So that's why she you know, became available as Mrs. Voorhees in the first Friday the 13th movie, which again, it's a big classic. Okay, so the second one here is obviously from part 2. I think part 2 is a very unique design. This is the first time we see adult Jason, and obviously this one doesn't have a hockey mask. He got his hockey mask in part 3. Again, very nice. Again, I like this one, very unique figure. You have the bag over his head, the potato sack, or whatever it's called. You have the Pamela Shrine, which I believe just came out a couple weeks ago, so you can now buy this one in select stores. Not sure if I'm gonna get that one. It's pretty pricey actually for a diorama. You have the Pamela Voorhees head right there. A few shots from the movie. One scene that stands out to me in this movie is that guy in the wheelchair that kind of gets whacked with the machete in his face. For some reason the machete is facing the wrong direction, but he still got his head chopped. Again, very nice poster right there with this one. And again, what I liked about this one is that unique head. You have the bag right there. You do have Pamela Voorhees, a zombified head, and this Warrington Gillette, I guess, face right there. But again, Warrington Gillette, I guess, you know, he kind of took the credits for playing Jason, doing his own stunts, but the guy, I guess, is pretty much a coward, because Steve Dash was pretty much the dude that played Jason in most scenes. Obviously, Warrington Gillette was, they applied makeup on him, but for most scenes, Jason was played by Steve Dash, which unfortunately passed away a couple years ago. But again, this one has some nice accessories. You have the pitchfork right there, pickaxe, and that, I don't know what you call this, the spear. When he speared those two young kids as they were making love in the camp, they pretty much got impaled. And again, you have the campfire effect. This one, I like this one. You must have this diorama effect. And again, this is the old one because all the NECA figures had this like transparent tag. I believe this one is from 2018. So again, this is the original one. Since then, they did a couple of reissues. Okay, this is a coincidence because again, I did 1, 2, and 3. But again, this is just because of the how cool the figures are and the movies. Again, this is again part 3 here. You have the nice lenticular cover. Again, I love this sound here. You can see Jason right there coming through the shower curtains. Very nice effect right there. Very nice box again. This is again the original one. They did some reissues because the reissue, pretty much that shirt part right there, which is very difficult to see, it's white. This one remain unpainted. And again, you have both battle damage and clean look right there. Again, very nice. This is also the first time that Jason got his hockey mask, which he stole from Shelly, I believe his name was. And very nice figure. You have some nice accessories. The fire poker right there. You have some that small knife that he got into his leg. You can see kind of the gash right there. You have the harpoon gun, very unique. And again, another machete. And this one, unfortunately, still doesn't have any blood on. And you have the axe right there. So this one, again, I like the movie. I like the 3D effects that were created while they filmed the movie. Again, very nice figure, very simplistic looking. Usually Jason, you know, you have a very, I guess, greenish shirt and you have some, I guess, bluish white pants. But this one is very simple, but again, very effective. Still one of my favorites here from the collection. Again, this one has a very unique box. It's holographic. I like this texture on the box, and again here on the back. Would have been cool if NECA would have gave us like a barn accessory set or something like that. I know they did like an accessory set for Friday the 13th figures, which is pretty much like a dock and some accessories. And again, it's also cool because Stan Winston designed a head for this one, which wasn't used in the movie. If you have the Crystal Lake Memories book, you can kind of see in there some of the designs that weren't used from the movie, from the nightmare scene. Again, this one has a very badass head right there, almost like a Quasimodo or the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Very nice look right there. And then boom, part 7, which is pretty much my favorite NECA Jason that they've made so far. Again, I wish they would do this guy in Cora scale. It would have been so awesome. All the crazy details that this one has in the suit, all the flesh, the bones. This one, obviously, the first time Kane Hodder played Jason. We all know Kane Hodder did Jason a couple of times, obviously starting with part 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then he was replaced. He came very close to do Freddy vs. Jason, but for some reason the director wanted a bigger guy, and I guess Kane Hodder wasn't tall enough, which is crazy to believe. Again, very nice box on this one. The only thing that every company does wrong, the chevron right there on his hockey mask is supposed to be black, not red. But for some reason, every time a company does the part 7, they do the wrong, you know, chevron. And again, taking a look here on this one, I do remember as a kid seeing like the old NECA version of this one, you know, which was pretty much almost like a statue. They did that, and there was also like an 18-inch version, but this one is definitely the I guess more accurate version, depiction of part 7. Again, you have a angry head right there, as he I think this is meant to be when Tina pretty much cracks his head off, right? His mask, or should I say. Again, we have right there the mask. There's also a broken mask in the background right there. It's kind of hard to see with the glare. Also, Kane Hodder said that the chain usually has 3 links on the bottom right there. Now this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's almost accurate, but again, there's 1 link right there, which is 1 more. It should have been only 3, so just like that. See, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, so it should have been only 3. That's what Kane Hodder said recently at a Comic-Con. And you have the sickle right there. This one is the most detailed one that they've done, especially because you can see like the bones, the flesh throughout. You know, his shirt is ripped right there. The side of the face is missing right there. You can kind of see his teeth. Again, such a great figure, this one, man. Very nice. I think the hockey mask should have been more weathered. Obviously in the movie there was like some marks and everything. This one also has the best accessories, I think, with the Jason. You can kind of see the mask right there, the broken mask. Yeah, also in the movie you have like this character that can pretty much do things to Jason, like use the telekinesis. I think she was a great foe for Jason in this one. Very nice. You can kind of see his knee bones right there protruding. Very nice figure this one is. Definitely the best figure from NECA so far when it comes to Jason. Maybe part 9 is gonna be a good contender to this one, and who knows, maybe one day they're gonna do a part 10 and even like an Uber Jason. I'm not sure how the rights goes to that, because I don't remember that part 10 was in the video game, and so far they are only doing Jasons from the video game. They kind of lost the license for the movies, which is unfortunate, but maybe one day they can go back and you know, do some of these, maybe improving some of these, and like this one would have been cool in Chorus Kill. But again, very excited to see the new show Crystal Lake. I hope that that's gonna be good. And Jesus Christ, I hate that Jason Universe look. That NECA figure is definitely the worst one out there. I know that thing is it's not even released, and I know for sure that that's the worst Jason that NECA has made. Again, not necessarily their fault. They're pretty much doing what you know, it's what the design is, but again, that's definitely the worst one. And again, guys, all the figures that I'm showing you today are pretty much the ultimate version of Jason's. Some of these were made back in the day, like part 3 and 4. Obviously part 9, they made that back in the day, but all of these are pretty much going to be ultimate versions, which means they're going to be the complete version of the character with multiple heads and multiple accessories. So again, this one might surprise a couple of you, but again, I very much like this movie. Again, Freddy vs. Jason, I believe was released in 2003. Again, this is a 2.0 / reissue of this figure. It was released a couple years ago. I believe there's even like a single card edition. There was a 2-pack with Freddy. It was a very nice box set. I believe that's very expensive nowadays. And there's even like a Chorus Scale version of this guy with a removable mask, which again looks horrible, to be quite honest. But again, I like this guy in the movie. Very tall figure. It's probably the tallest Jason that NECA has made, at least in you know, a 7-inch scale, 1/10 scale. You can see this one has a bloody mask. Now what's interesting about this one is a bloody mask, but it doesn't have like the slashes from Freddy. Obviously this reminds me of the last scene in the movie. I think technically this one right there should have been slashed, although again it's not a big deal. You have the teddy bear, which was from a deleted scene in the movie, where it was pretty much sitting on his bed in the cabin holding to that teddy bear. Again, apologize for the glare. This one is very nice. Again, very nice. Obviously they use pretty much the original torso from the original figure. The only difference now, this one has articulated legs, whereas the original was pretty much stiff, was a statue, so they redesigned that. Again, very nice figure. Not as cool as the part 7 with all the crazy details, but again, this one has the Frankenstein boots. Again, they used a very tall actor, Ken Kersinger, which is a Canadian stuntman. But again, he was 6'4.5", 6'5", but then they popped this like huge boots, which gave him an extra 3 inches. So again, definitely the tallest Jason out there. He was close to 6'8" in the movie, while in those boots, which is insane. Again, this one has 2 machetes, one bloodied and one regular, but you can attach this flame effect. So again, it would have been cool if they could have made this one in Cora scale as well. Again, I'm talking about Cora scale a lot, but I really like that line from NECA. I know not everybody has the space or money for Cora scales because they're very big, and on the most part they are about $130. Again, this one is definitely in my top Jason figures ever made. And moving on here with my last one, this is gonna be part 4 in Cora scale. Again, very big figure. This is the reissue. I did a video on this one comparing the reissue with the original. Pretty much the reissue, the only difference, you have that scratch on the nose right there, and the pen application is gonna be different. Again, I've seen some of these where there's more wear on the pants, some of them have less wear. Again, I've complained on this one that he looks like he pissed himself. There's a little bit too much wear, especially on the growing area. But again, this figure is pretty much an upscaled version of the 7-inch scale, but again, it's a lot bigger, a lot detailed, and you do have that great Ted White head sculpt. Again, it's gonna be a little bit difficult to see right there in the corner. Very nice head sculpt right there. Again, designed by Tom Savini. That's the bloody version. There's gonna be another one under the mask. But again, very nice figure. Again, I like part 4. I like how brutal Jason was in this one. He just didn't care. Some of the most goriest scenes, especially in the shower. Again, you have the severed hand right there. Again, you can recreate the end of the movie right there where he gets his head sliced in half by Tommy Jarvis. And you have the Pamela Voorhees tombstone right there. And again, that head sculpt, oof, that's perfection. I think, generally speaking, when it comes to Cora scale, sometimes NECA has the difficulty of recreating human head sculpts when it comes to like regular figures, but when it comes to creatures and monsters, I think they do a very nice job. And this one, guys, if you have the money and the space, this one is a must for any Jason fan out there. And again, there have been plenty of big NECA Jasons out there. There's been some that were made almost 20 years ago, like the part 7, Freddy vs. Jason. This one is one of their newer ones, and it's pretty big actually. It's maybe a little bit overscaled, to be quite honest. But again, this one I had to be in my list, should I say. And hopefully they're gonna do more in the near future. I really want to see a part 7, man. I think a lot of people agree that that's probably Jason's best design. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Let me know in the comments below what's your favorite design ever made when it comes to Jason. What's your favorite NECA Jason ever made? I would like to know in the comments below. Also, guys, make sure to give me a like, subscribe to the channel. It's gonna help tremendously. And as usual, guys, stay safe out there. See you soon on the next video. Bye bye.